You're watching East Tennessee weather. Weather when you want it.
All right, by show of hands, who's tired of the heat and humidity around East Tennessee? It has been a solid stretch of some incredibly hot weather, but there are big improvements on the way. If you love the rain and you love those cooler 80s, this weather forecast is just for you. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Thanks for checking in on your Wake Up with the Witcher here this morning. Glad to see you all on here. We got Chris and Kimberly and Tammy and Christopher and Melissa all joining us so far this morning, and hopefully more to come. We are going to keep this a little bit on the shorter side. I have to hit the road here in about 10 minutes. So stick with me. Let's get to work with the forecast because yesterday was another extremely hot day around East Tennessee. We made it to 97 degrees. So we had 3 days in a row of upper 90s around the area. But look at all the 90s so far this month. And it wasn't just here, obviously. It's everywhere over East Tennessee. 97 in Knoxville, 93 in Crossville, 98 in Chattanooga, and 95 was the high temperature yesterday in the Tri-Cities area. So extremely hot weather on the way. Well, that's been with us. Now, we did see a few more rain showers throughout the day yesterday, but I think that's going to be the story here over the next couple of days. Elevated rain chances will be working their way back in. So temperatures this morning are trending just a little bit warmer than what we were yesterday morning. We're now anywhere from 1 to 5 degrees warmer, and that's thanks to a little bit more humidity, allowing those morning lows not to dip down so much. So we're currently in the 60s and 70s. 75 right now in Knoxville, 75 in Chattanooga. You can feel the humidity and a little bit of that warmth out there this morning. So through the day today, it's going to be, well, we'll see a few showers and a few thunderstorms fire up around the area. As we get into the 5 o'clock hour this evening, again, anytime after about 3 till about 7, we'll see a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms. But really, it's going to be like yesterday. If you get the rain, embrace it. But know that you could get some good solid downpours. We got a lot of moisture to work with. Could see some strong gusty winds associated with some of those storms. But we don't have a lot of movement in the atmosphere. And so, like the last couple of days, the storms won't move very quickly in one direction or the other. So they'll kind of just rain themselves out. And that's why we could see locally heavy rainfall, but most of us will stay on the dry side. It's going to be toasty by lunchtime, 89 degrees. We're going to see increasing clouds throughout the afternoon, but again, should be another hot and muggy day. So a good day. Listen, if you need to mow the yard, if you need to get in and tend to your garden, do it first thing this morning, knowing that rain showers are on the way and you don't want to do it later on this afternoon. While temperatures climb into the 90s, dew points have climbed into the 70s, and that's going to lead to near heat advisory criteria. Now, we talked about this last week, and through the last couple of days, we've been close. It's 105 degrees or hotter for an extended amount of time. That would signify the National Weather Service to issue a heat advisory. So probably not the case, considering we've been in the upper 90s, but we haven't had as much humidity. And so now you factor in the direct sunlight, the heat, and the humidity, and that's going to lead to heat stress in the moderate to high category today. Into the evening hours we go. Still hot and muggy by 6 o'clock in the evening rush hour, feeling like 99. Getting into the 8 o'clock hour, still feels like 96. So it's definitely hot and muggy for sure. And a stickier feel to the air thanks to the higher humidity, which also leads to a moderate heat stress throughout the day tomorrow. But how about this, my friends, as we get into, say, Thursday? Well, the heat stress goes away. So no more stressing about that heat because beneficial weather starts to work its way back in. I have elevated our rain chances. It looks like this frontal boundary that's going to swing its way into the area will stall out somewhere across the Southern Valley and may kind of linger in East Tennessee. The more it lingers through the upcoming weekend, the more rain chances we have, the more coverage we have. Now, don't be fooled. Remember, percentages of rainfall doesn't tell you the whole story. It doesn't tell you timing, duration, intensity, or totals. I don't think this is not going to be a sunrise to sunset kind of a duration event, but it will lead to afternoon showers and thunderstorms as we heat up the atmosphere, and that frontal boundary becomes a focusing mechanism for energy to lift the air up to produce the showers and the thunderstorms. So not a whole lot of activity throughout the day today, but here comes this frontal boundary bringing in some beneficial rain to our west. It does kind of weaken and die, at least the moisture content, but we do have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere to work with, and so any of these showers will produce some good solid downpours. We're likely to start Thursday off on the wet side, and then again, depending on where this front sets up shop and lingers, really depends on how much rainfall we get. Now, don't dive into the numbers specifically because this is just a model forecast, but the general idea is by Thursday evening, many of us could pick up about an inch of rainfall. That would be nice. Now, behind this front, we don't really necessarily see drier air set up shop, but what we do see are cooler temperatures. Average high for this time of year, it is the peak heating of the summertime of the year, the hottest part of the summer right now with our average high of 89 degrees. That's as hot as it gets for an average. Then we'll start to come on down as we get closer to those fall months. But notice those high temperatures will only be in the mid to upper 80s. Now, of course, I said the humidity doesn't really drop a whole lot. So therefore, we will contend with a little bit of a heat index, much more of a heat index value today and tomorrow. Heat index values just drop off the charts as we get into our Thursday, Friday, and likely Saturday. But we may have to contend with a little bit of a heat index value Sunday, Monday, as some of this moisture kind of lingers around the area. And our rainfall outlook. This is going to be great news if this takes shape. All the way through next Monday, many areas around East Tennessee could pick up about 2+ inches of rainfall. So while it's not necessarily drought-busting rain, it is definitely beneficial rain. And we're likely not to see that change in the U.S. Drought Monitor. The U.S. Drought Monitor will likely worsen this week because they won't take into account the rainfall that we will see this week. But I think next week we'll see some improvements, which will be good news to pass along if all this rain takes shape. And if you're a big fan of cooler than average weather this time of the year, which I think a lot of us are by this point of the game, it's been so hot, below average temperatures may be lingering all the way through the end of the month. So stay in the know with the East Tennessee Weather app. If you don't have the app downloaded today, just go to the Google Play Store or the App Store and search East TN Weather, all one word. It's everything you need for weather here in East Tennessee, plus it travels wherever you go. So if you're traveling across the country, the East Tennessee Weather app goes with you as well. All right, we're going to keep this short here this morning, as I mentioned, but I do want to get through the whole program, so we're going to dance a little early. It is now 7:08. And here are your national holidays for the day today. It's Corn Fritters Day. And it's National Personal Chef Day. Oh, okay. I've always told my wife if we ever won the lottery, which I guess you have to play to win, right? If I ever won the lottery, I would have a personal chef cook every single meal. That would be amazing. Wouldn't it be amazing? That would be amazing. So I just want to say good morning to everyone. Again, I can't stay and linger too long. Actually, I can't linger at all. I've got to get going. You're welcome. Filmer of Life from Johnson City here this morning. Glad you could join us. Spreading my wings around East Tennessee from Chattanooga to Tri-Cities and everywhere in between. Of course, a lot of folks in Tri-Cities and Chattanooga don't know who I am yet. But slowly but surely, we're starting to get a few more from those southern counties and the northeastern counties, which is nice to pass along. All right, my friends, we're going to actually wrap things up here this morning because I do have to hit the road in like 5 minutes. And I need to go get ready. So it's a short, sweet wake up with a Witcher this morning. And I don't know how sweet it could be, but it is for sure. We sure hope you have a great day. And again, thanks for sticking with me on this platform every single day. Did you like the memes I put yesterday about bringing back the old Super Mario Brothers 3 where the sun was trying to kill you? That's like the sunshine yesterday. And that's going to be like the sunshine throughout the day today as well. All right, we'll send you back to the 24-hour weather channel. Of course, we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for Wake Up with Witcher. In the meantime, have a great day. Be safe. Be kind to each other. Life is
You're watching East Tennessee Weather. Weather when you want it.
Good morning. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. It's going to be another hot and muggy day around East Tennessee. Just like yesterday, we're going to be back into the 90s with heat index values pushing the upper 90s to low 100s. Now, with that said, yesterday's high was 97 degrees. The previous day was 98. And on Saturday, we made it to 97 degrees in Knoxville. So definitely been seeing some very hot weather around East Tennessee. Even Chattanooga topped out at 98 degrees, 93 in Crossville, 95 in Tri-Cities yesterday. So with that said, while it is going to be hot today, I don't think it's going to be quite as hot, but it's kind of negligible at this point of the game. So another hot day with a few afternoon showers and thunderstorms. A bit more coverage of rainfall expected on Wednesday. We'll do it again on Thursday with much cooler weather. starting to settle its way on in as we wrap up the week and head into the upcoming weekend. So let's pick you up on our latest futurecast model, starting off with mostly clear skies this morning. The clouds will start to build as we get into the lunch hour and beyond. And again, like the last couple of days, not a ton of rain expected. This model forecast is not picking up on much activity whatsoever. I think we'll probably have a little bit more, kind of like what we had yesterday across the area. But again, the idea is it's going to be isolated in nature, and the storms aren't going to move very quickly. We have some very light steering winds in the atmosphere. And so with that said, like the last couple of days, the storms will kind of build, develop, rain, and then kind of rain themselves out. So it's going to be kind of hit and miss throughout the day today. But we are going to be pushing close to 90 degrees by lunchtime. As we get into the afternoon, we're back in the mid to upper 90s. Heat index values, as dew points have climbed into the 70s, will push right there into the upper 90s to low 100s. So again, another very hot and steamy day around East Tennessee, and that is going to lead to excessive heat stress. So we're going to be in the moderate and high categories for heat stress during the afternoon. Remember, that's measured in the direct sunlight. And how much does that sunshine really stress the body out? Now, as we get into the evening hours, temperatures will stay hot. Even by 6 o'clock, we're at 93, but it's going to feel like 99. 96 is the feels like temperature by 8, and even by 10, we're down to 84, but it feels like temperature of 88 degrees. As we get into our Wednesday, we're going to continue that heat stress, but the good news is Thursday and Friday, the heat stress goes away because we got a cold front on the way. That also is going to bring us increasing rain chances. So we'll start to see those rain chances a little bit more elevated Wednesday, Thursday, probably not as much on Friday. And then depending on where this front sits, depends on really how much rainfall lingers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If it pushes all the way through, well, we may not get as much rain, but we'll see how it all plays out. We are talking about this cold front right here. So again, throughout the day today, spotty showers and thunderstorms possible. Through the day tomorrow, cold front's going to be just off to our north and west by 7 o'clock in the morning. As we go through the day tomorrow, we're going to see elevated rain chances and coverage of rainfall through the area. Here comes the frontal boundary. It swings through on Thursday. That's going to bring us more rain chances as we get started on Thursday. And then it may just kind of linger in and around the area as we get into our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But again, depending on where this boundary sets up and lingers in the area, that's the focus for showers and thunderstorms. And so if it's a little bit further to the south, expect less rain. If it kind of lingers a little bit further to the north, expect a little bit more rain. So something that we're going to keep an eye on for sure. All right, rainfall amounts through Thursday. We're looking at anywhere from a half an inch to maybe over an inch of rain. Again, good solid moisture to be had to deal with some good solid downpours. Dew points won't change a whole lot behind this cold front, but what does change are those temperatures. We're going to go from the mid-90s today, low 90s tomorrow, and then how about some mid-80s to round out the week, head into the weekend and the start next week. That means that's going to shut down our heat index values. Now, today and tomorrow, we're going to have heat index values pushing close to heat advisory criteria, but then after that, looks like a bit of a cool down on the way, even with those heat index values, which is great news to pass along. Not to mention, again, much needed rain per the Weather Prediction Center. We're looking at the possibility over the next 3, 5, and 7 days, maybe about 2 inches of rainfall across East Tennessee. And if you like the cooler temperatures that are headed our way, the good news is all the way through the 22nd, 26th, and maybe even beyond that, we're talking about the possibility of below average temperatures. So stay on top of the latest weather forecasts every single day. You can do so easily by downloading the East Tennessee Weather app. Just go to your app store and search East TN Weather, all one word. It's everything you need for East Tennessee weather. And this is weather when you want it. We sure hope you have a great Tuesday. Try to stay as safe as you can. If you're working outside, extra brakes, extra water, and extra AC. But if you need to get out in the garden and you need to do some mowing, mow now before the rain sets up shop. And just know that your garden's going to get some good water here over the next 5 to 7 days. Have a great day. Your next weather update's coming up today at noon. See you then.